The Jewel of the Nile, Egypt before the conquest. Egypt in the 7th century was a land of ancient wonders and rich history. For centuries it had been ruled by the Byzantine Empire, a Christian power centered in Constantinople. The mighty Nile River flowed through its heart, bringing life to the land and sustaining its people. The Egyptians, known for their knowledge and advancements, had built magnificent cities and towering pyramids that stood as testaments to their glorious past. Alexandria, with its famous library, was a beacon of learning and culture. However, within this grandeur, there were also tensions and unrest. The Byzantine rule was seen by some as oppressive, and the people yearned for change. Egypt, at this time, was a melting pot of cultures and religions. While Christianity was the dominant faith, there were also communities of Jews, pagans, and followers of other ancient beliefs. This diversity added to the richness of Egyptian society, but also created divisions within its people. As the Byzantine Empire faced challenges from within and outside its borders, its hold on Egypt began to weaken, unknowingly setting the stage for a new power to emerge from the Arabian desert. The arrival of Islam, a new power in the East. In the early 7th century, a new religion emerged from the Arabian Peninsula, Islam. Preached by the Prophet Muhammad, Islam called for submission to the will of one God, Allah. Its message of equality and brotherhood resonated powerfully, quickly gaining followers across Arabia. These early Muslims, united by their faith, formed a strong and disciplined army under the leadership of the Prophet and later his successors, the Caliphs. Driven by their belief and a desire to spread Islam, they embarked on a series of conquests that would reshape the map of the Middle East and beyond. The Byzantine Empire, weakened by internal strife and facing pressure from other enemies, proved unable to effectively resist this new force. The Muslim armies, with their swift cavalry and unwavering faith, swept across the Middle East, conquering vast territories and establishing a new Islamic Caliphate. Islam's message of equality and justice appealed to many in the conquered lands, some of whom had faced discrimination and oppression under previous rulers. Egypt, a strategically vital province of the Byzantine Empire, lay directly in the path of this expanding Islamic power. Amr ibn al-As, the Conqueror of Egypt. Amr ibn al-As was a brilliant military strategist and a close companion of the Prophet Muhammad. Known for his cunning and tactical skills, he was entrusted with leading the Muslim army towards Egypt. Amr understood the strategic importance of Egypt, both for its resources and its location. In 639 AD, Amr ibn al-As, at the head of a relatively small but highly motivated army, crossed the Sinai Peninsula and entered Egypt. He was not only a skilled military commander, but also a shrewd diplomat. He understood the importance of winning the support of the local population, many of whom were already disillusioned with Byzantine rule. Amr promised religious tolerance and fair treatment to those who submitted peacefully, a policy that proved effective in reducing resistance. Amr's campaign in Egypt was not a straightforward conquest. He faced fierce resistance from the Byzantine forces stationed there, particularly in the strategically important fortress city of Babylon, near present-day Cairo. The Battle of Babylon, a fortress breached. The fortress city of Babylon, situated on the banks of the Nile, stood as a formidable obstacle to the Muslim army's advance. Its strong walls and strategic location made it a key defensive position for the Byzantines. Amr ibn al-As knew that taking Babylon would be crucial to breaking the Byzantine hold on Egypt. He laid siege to the city, but its strong defenses proved difficult to overcome. The siege dragged on for months, testing the patience and resolve of the Muslim army. Amr, ever the strategist, realized that a direct assault on Babylon's walls would be costly and risky. He devised a cunning plan to exploit the city's defenses. He ordered a portion of his army to feign a retreat, luring a contingent of Byzantine defenders out of the safety of the fortress. The Byzantines, believing they had the upper hand, pursued the retreating Muslims, only to be ambushed by Amr's hidden forces. With the Byzantine forces routed, Amr's army swiftly stormed the gates of Babylon, taking the city after a 7-month siege. Section 5, The Fall of Alexandria, End of an Era. Alexandria, the jewel of Egypt and a center of learning and culture, was the final bastion of Byzantine power in Egypt. After the fall of Babylon, Amr ibn al-As marched his army north towards this prized city. The Byzantines, though demoralized by their losses, put up a fierce defense, hoping to repel the invaders and maintain their grip on this vital territory. However, the Muslim army was determined to capture the city. They laid siege to Alexandria, cutting off its supply lines and bombarding its defenses. The siege lasted for several months, with both sides engaging in fierce skirmishes and strategic maneuvers. The citizens of Alexandria, caught in the crossfire, endured hardship and uncertainty as the fate of their city hung in the balance. Finally, in 641 AD, after a prolonged siege and negotiations with the Byzantine governor, Alexandria fell to the Muslim forces. AR allowed the Byzantine soldiers and officials safe passage out of Egypt and granted religious freedom to the city's inhabitants. The fall of Alexandria marked the end of centuries of Byzantine rule in Egypt and the beginning of a new era under Islamic governance. With Egypt under their control, the Muslims had secured a strategically vital territory, rich in resources and human capital, which would play a crucial role in the further expansion and development of the Islamic Caliphate. Section 6. A New Order, the Impact of Islamic Rule. The arrival of the Muslims brought about significant changes in the political, social and religious landscape of Egypt. Amr ibn al-As, now the governor of Egypt, established a new administration based on Islamic principles. He implemented a system of taxation that was generally considered fairer than the Byzantine system, easing the burden on many Egyptians. One of the most significant impacts of the Muslim conquest was the introduction of Islam as the dominant religion. While Islam gradually spread throughout Egyptian society, Amr adopted a policy of religious tolerance towards the Christian and Jewish communities. They were allowed to practice their faiths freely and subject to certain conditions, and were not forced to convert to Islam. Under Muslim rule, Egypt experienced a period of economic prosperity. The new rulers encouraged trade and agriculture, recognizing the importance of the Nile River for irrigation and transportation. Section 7. Cultural Transformation, a Fusion of Civilizations. The Muslim conquest of Egypt was not merely a political and religious transformation, but also a cultural one. Over the centuries, a unique blend of Arab and Egyptian cultures emerged, enriching the social fabric of the country. Arabic gradually became the official language of administration and scholarship, although the Coptic language continued to be spoken and used in religious contexts by the Coptic Christian community. Islamic art and architecture flourished, leaving an indelible mark on the Egyptian landscape. Magnificent mosques, with their soaring minarets and intricate geometric designs, were built in major cities like Cairo and Fustat, the first Islamic capital of Egypt. These mosques became centers of religious and social life, showcasing the architectural grandeur of the Islamic world. The arrival of Arab scholars and traders brought new ideas and knowledge to Egypt. Section 8. Egypt's Enduring Legacy, a Tapestry of Influences. The Muslim conquest of Egypt in the 7th century was a watershed moment in its history, marking a profound shift in its cultural, religious and political landscape. The legacy of this conquest is still evident in modern Egypt, where the echoes of the past resonate in its language, architecture and cultural practices. The Arabic language, brought to Egypt by the Muslim conquerors, is now the official language of the country, spoken by the vast majority of its population. Islamic traditions and values are deeply woven into the fabric of Egyptian society, influencing its legal system, social customs, and cultural expressions. The architectural marvels of Islamic Egypt, such as the Mosque of Amr ibn al-As, the Al-Azhar Mosque, and the Citadel of Cairo, stand as testaments to the artistic and architectural prowess of the Islamic Golden Age. Section 9. Conclusion. Echoes of the conquest in modern Egypt. The Muslim conquest of Egypt was a transformative event that reverberates through the centuries, shaping the nation we see today. It wasn't just a change in rulers, but a cultural fusion blending Arab influences with Egypt's ancient heritage. This blend is evident in Egypt's language, its Islamic faith, and its magnificent architecture. The story of the Muslim conquest of Egypt is a testament to the power of cultural exchange and the enduring legacy of the past on the present.